Imagine being able to influence anyone, making them accept your ideas without resistance, and even act according to your will, without realizing they are being hypnotized. Sounds like science fiction? The truth is that this ability exists, and very few people know how to use it effectively. Instant hypnosis is not about absolute mind control, but rather about subtle access to the subconscious, allowing influence without triggering resistance. Great communicators, charismatic leaders, and skilled salespeople use these techniques daily. Today, you will learn how to hypnotize anyone quickly and effectively. But first, type in the comments, "My mind is powerful and influential." This statement already starts programming your subconscious to better absorb this knowledge. Hypnosis has fascinated scientists, psychologists, and spiritual scholars for centuries. However, it is not limited to stage performances or alternative therapies. It is present in everyday conversations, advertising, and how we process information. Jacobo Grinberg, one of the greatest researchers of the mind, studied how perceived reality is shaped by mental patterns. He believed that the mind could be programmed to accept external commands as long as the suggestion reached the right frequency. Another great specialist, Milton Erickson, considered the father of modern hypnosis, demonstrated that subtle language techniques could induce trance states without the person realizing it. Instant hypnosis works by accessing the subconscious and eliminating resistance from the conscious mind. To master it, it is essential to understand how the mind responds to suggestions and how to apply strategies at the right moment. The science behind hypnosis. Hypnosis is a natural state of the mind. Have you ever driven a familiar route and suddenly realized you arrived at your destination without remembering every detail of the journey? Or been so immersed in a movie that you lost track of time? These are examples of spontaneous hypnotic states, moments when the conscious mind relaxes and the subconscious takes over. Instant hypnosis induces this state quickly by exploiting the interruption of mental patterns. The brain operates with automatic patterns, and when these patterns are unexpectedly broken, there is a moment of confusion in which the mind becomes highly receptive to suggestions. A classic example is the disruptive handshake created by Erickson. By starting a normal handshake and abruptly interrupting it while giving a suggestion, the person's subconscious becomes more receptive, accepting commands without resistance. Key elements of instant hypnosis. Confidence and authority. If you demonstrate security when applying the technique, the other person will be more likely to follow your suggestions without questioning. In uncertain situations, the brain seeks external cues to decide how to act, and a firm posture conveys authority, making it easier to accept suggestions. Breaking patterns. Besides physical gestures, words and language patterns can also induce hypnotic states. Phrases that create expectation followed by a pattern break are extremely effective. For example, have you ever noticed how some people completely relax just by hearing a calm and soothing voice? The mind starts processing the idea of relaxation, and if the suggestions are correctly applied, the person enters a trance without realizing it. The subconscious does not distinguish reality from imagination. If you close your eyes and imagine holding a lemon, feeling its texture and aroma, your body might react by producing saliva. This principle makes instant hypnosis powerful. When a suggestion is accepted by the subconscious, it becomes a real experience for the person. The placebo effect as proof of influence. Studies show that if someone believes they are taking a potent medication, their body can produce effects similar to those of a real drug, even if the pill is just sugar. Hypnotic suggestion follows the same principle. If you say, "The more you listen to my voice, the more relaxed you feel," the subconscious will process this suggestion as reality. Practical hypnosis techniques, embedded suggestions. Instead of directly saying "sleep now," a hypnotist can incorporate the suggestion naturally into a conversation. Many people find that when they close their eyes for a moment and take a deep breath, they feel a deep sense of relaxation. And maybe you're already experiencing that now. These suggestions are effective because they bypass the conscious mind's resistance, making them appear as spontaneous thoughts rather than direct commands. Progressive agreement. When someone says yes to small statements, it becomes harder to say no later. This happens because the mind likes to maintain consistency with previous decisions. For example, in a negotiation, you might start with simple questions like, "Do you agree that this product solves an important problem?" And then gradually move to more concrete suggestions like, "So it makes sense to consider this solution for you, right?" If the person has already agreed earlier, they will have difficulty backtracking. Mirroring and rapport. People tend to trust those who resemble them. By subtly mirroring the other person's posture, tone of voice, and facial expressions, you create an unconscious connection, making them more likely to accept your suggestions. Confusion principle. The human brain seeks predictable patterns to interpret the world. When something unexpected happens, the mind enters a brief state of confusion, becoming highly suggestible. To apply this technique, introduce an unexpected element into the interaction. For example, when greeting someone, start a handshake and, before letting go, lightly touch the person's forearm while firmly saying, "Isn't that interesting?" This momentary disruption in the normal flow of interaction creates a receptive state where suggestions can be more easily accepted. Anchoring emotional states. The mind associates emotions with specific stimuli, such as sounds, touches, or words. You can create a hypnotic anchor by associating a specific emotion with a gesture or verbal command. For example, if someone is laughing and feeling good, lightly touch their shoulder while saying, "Hold on to this feeling." Later, repeating the same touch and phrase can automatically reactivate that positive emotion. Controlled choices. If you want to influence someone's decision, offer two options, both of which are beneficial to you. This creates the illusion of freedom while still directing the choice. Instead of asking, "Do you want to buy this?" say, "Do you prefer model A or B?" The mind focuses on choosing between the presented options rather than questioning whether to accept them. Ethical use of hypnosis. Mastering instant hypnosis requires practice and ethical responsibility. Using it for negative manipulation can have serious consequences. Therefore, when learning these techniques, use them responsibly to help, inspire, and create deeper connections with the people around you. Now that you understand the foundations, let's explore practical techniques to apply this skill in your daily life. If you enjoyed this content, share your opinion in the comments and don't forget to like the video. See you next time.